What's up guys, GenesisNexus here, and in today's video I'm just going to keep it real and talk about the second anniversary for Wuthering Waves. I know it's slowly encroaching upon us, coming up, and I literally just want to talk about the rewards, the content that's coming, and as well as the highly anticipated collaboration that's coming afterwards with the Cyberpunk Edgerunners, as well as talk about some things that WoWa didn't do so great for its first anniversary. So without further ado, let's get into it. First and foremost, as some general thoughts, I really hope, and I'm gonna say this again, please add more skins, more premium skins like the Jinxie skin to the game. I will always be an advocate for this, and I see the potential from the premium Jinxie skin, and I play PGR, Punishing Glory Raven, where new characters get skins either on their debut patch or a patch or two after that. And I'll show some examples on screen from PGR just so you guys can get a look at them. And for the PGR players who maybe follow my content, they know who I'm talking about. Characters like Vera Garvar, Nanami Startrail, who funny enough is Ameth in WoWa. Then we have Alpha Crimson Weave, who's Hayuki, and then Lilith Demonessa. So that's just something I always want to like harp on, because it's something that makes revenue in tons of games. I play Warframe, I play Final Fantasy 14, I play a little bit of Marvel Rivals, and all of these games utilize skins and players like them and they buy them. It's not for everyone, but the option, I would like it to be there. And a second general thought I had, this I think that every player can agree with, is to please have better account security. And part of this, I want them to merge the Wuthering Waves and the PGR accounts into one account, similar to how Hoyoverse has one similar account, and even bigger companies like Capcom and Square Enix and even PlayStation have like one centralized account with like tons of security on it. And the reason why I'm thinking about this now again is recently there was an issue with like Fob Master, who's a content creator for the game, a bigger one, a way bigger one, and he had an issue with that, and I think he talks about it on his stream on like April 5th in 2026. So if you want to, you can go check that out. I don't know if Fob's gonna make a video about that, but I'm just all for there being better security for everyone's account so they can keep enjoying this game and keep invested in any future game that kurogames has. And then another general thought I had was for them to please work on optimization and reducing the file size on both PC and mobile. Especially on PC, the game is becoming like Call of Duty levels of bloated, and it does not nearly have as much as Call of Duty. I appreciate the giant worlds and the regions and the stuff that's added, but they really need to reduce the file size. For example, recently another game, Helldivers 2, was like, I think it was over like 150 gigs, and I think they reduced to like half of that or less than half of that. So I think they're like less than that now, and it's a giant change. So definitely hoping that Wuthering Waves can do the same for both PC and mobile players. And then one final general idea is I think any anniversary event should be handled inside of a Sonanosphere, similar to the Where Stars Cascade event that happened recently. I actually have a video on that on my channel, and where I give ideas on what the Wuthering Waves team can do to make a good co-op experience for the long term out of it. I'll show it up on screen right now so you guys can see it, and feel free to watch that and tell me what you guys think about that. I'll link to it in the description box down below. But let's get back into the second anniversary stuff. And before I get into what I expect to be in the second anniversary, let's talk about what WoWa had in the last anniversary and what it didn't do so good. And to start it off, I think the first anniversary patch was kind of flawed in sense where it had no main story quest, which it was kind of I would say a poor idea, but it had like a side quest for Sani, and while I did like the quest for Sani, I think it should have been a perfect time to even if you were going to make a small region and just add a little bit of story quest, they should have done it, because Wuthering Waves has become increasingly known for its story and characters. Hopefully they will learn from what happened last year and add a small region and main story quest, even if it's just to bring all the characters in the region together to go over a brief summary of what's happening and what they're planning for the future. I think that would be a good thing for the future. Another thing that they didn't do so well, which was flawed, was the Gilded Night Market. I don't know if anyone remembers that. It was the pseudo spending event that it was handled, I would say, not properly, because it should not have required players to spend pools to get points for resources in an anniversary event. I think any of the points that came from pulling should have been extra points on top of whatever was happening or whatever points we were getting from events and story missions. And for them to add like a limitless credit option similar to the Coral Shop, and I'll show it to you guys right now because I'm inside Wuwa. So if you come over here, everyone knows, hey, you come here for your pulls. But if you go to the oscillated corals, there's an option down here for like a small amount of credits. Now, not many people use it, but it's a limitless option. And I think this is what they need to add if they're gonna do the Gilded Night Market again. Hopefully they do not make it via pools. I think the idea, if you're gonna add pools, it should be extra points on top, and then people can pour those extra points into this, or even some green or blue materials for people to build up their account. And if anything, limit it. It should be maybe do 40 pulls in total, but you get double points. But that should always be extra points, not the sole amount of points, because people couldn't get the rewards if they, for example, if you didn't like the events like a Browser's Castle or the QB Derby, it kind of screwed you over during anniversary time. Here I had to go to Reddit to find a post for someone just to show you guys, for those who weren't here during the last anniversary, this is what Gilded Night Market looked like. Had a phantom thing, it had some pools inside of it, and then you had some credits and stuff. As you can see, here's the Browser Castle points, but then you had the normal task you see here, and then you had the Resonator Convene and the Weapon Convene. None of these two should have been separate. They should have been just one thing of Convene. And if you pull on it should be, hey, when you pull a character 10 times or pull a weapon 10 times, whatever, you get points. But these should always be extra points. Everything that happens at activity tasks should account for enough points to at least get all the yellow and purple rewards. That's what I think. Because requiring tasks like, hey, spend, I think this is for the standard banner, the Lustrous Tides, and then having pulls is just bad. Because as a player, what if you didn't want to pull on a character? Because like right around the time, it was what, Zani and what, Chiakono, I think, was on banner. So at that time, it's like, hey, what if you didn't want to pull on any characters? So the game is basically, the anniversary itself is basically pushing you in a path to force you to pull so you can get enough for rewards. Like for example, they even have a weapon skin reward, which funny enough, we haven't gotten any new weapon skins in a long time. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly show off Gilded Night Market. And on that note, funny enough, it reminds me that during this anniversary, we also got the bad version of the Depths of a Lucid Realm during the first anniversary, which was Dreaming of the Deep. And I don't know why I put it away, but I went to the Wuthering Waves website to try to find that post. Yes, here it is. Dreaming Deep. And it had like the Phantom Crownless and stuff. Problem is very few people like this. I personally did not like this. I think I made it abundantly clear. I feel bad for the development team because they tried to do something unique here And I feel like this kind of could have been a cool like roguelike game if it was separated and it didn't like replace a beloved mode like Depths of the Elusive Realm. I know they've fixed it, they've added some things to try to fix up the experience, but it will always be like a sour taste in people's mouths for those who did experience the good roguelike mode that was Depths of the Elusive Realm into this. So I just wanted to mention that, and just like hopefully you guys, maybe for a surprise, you bring back Depths of the Elusive Realm, and that would be a great thing. And then another thing that happened during the first anniversary was the rerun banners. Personally, I have no problem with the rerun banners happening during this time. I think it's a perfect time for them to happen, but I also think Wuthering Waves needs to add on this, because I have a few thoughts about this. Mainly for new players or returning players or even current players, there was not nearly enough pulls to get a character in their weapon, and hopefully they improve on that. Maybe doing a discounted anniversary banner or a guaranteed banner like Punishing Grey Raven's anniversary patches. If I find a screen of the PGR anniversary patches, I'll put it up on screen right now. I think I do have one, so I'll put it up on screen. And 37 pulls for a first year anniversary was just sad, to say the least. This even caused kurogames to have to put out an apology on their Twitter, and I think they gave 10 extra pulls, so it brings the total to 47. And that's not even including, if I remember correctly, the 10 pulls that came after the patch period, which kind of rubbed people entirely the wrong way. But it was just like a bad idea to have, hey, yeah, after this stuff goes away, here's 10 pulls for like a pseudo second part of the anniversary. And to talk about two additional things that happened during the first anniversary, there was I mentioned them before, the a Bowser Castle event, which was nice, but I think went on for far too long and should not have been the main event for an anniversary patch. I think it should have been a nice like mini game that people did, and there should have been more events. And then the other event, which is similar to the cubes, was the Cube Derby event, which was the dice rolling thing, but I think that one was set up extremely poorly, because the betting on the character required you to log in at certain times where people just aren't logged in at that time. Like I think it happened, like for my time, it happened like midday, so you're just like, if you're at work or doing something else, you can't log in to claim the rewards or even do the rolls. And it was a weird setup that caused people to miss rewards, because even if you won, you had to log in to then claim the rewards. The rewards should have just been automatically sent to players' email, because they send it to us tons of times. Like, for example, if I come in here, oh, here's a reward for the event is ending soon. Hey, if my inventory is full, they send rewards. Oh, here's a QB Derby thing from a year ago. So all this type of stuff should have been sent in the mail, but it wasn't. And there's probably more that other people would like to bring up. So if you would guys like to put that down in the comment section down below, so the dev team can take in as much feedback as possible from the first anniversary, please put that in the comment section down below. I hope that they can see all this and improve the whole anniversary style things they do for future anniversaries. Now, let's talk about what I expect to see for the second anniversary. I think at bare minimum, there should be a free standard selector / signature weapon selector. That should be a given. It's literally harmless, especially because standard characters haven't been buffed, and new players can benefit, or even returning players can benefit from this in the long run. Personally, I like some of the standard characters. Jian Shin is cool. Calcharo is cool. But hopefully, I'm also hoping that Wuthering Waves is finally going to take note of like the other games in the space that have been doing character buffs, and they're prepping their own character buffs. I mentioned this in previous videos of mine, or recent videos, that games like Zenless Zone Zero have been doing it came out around the same time as Wuthering Waves. They've already done character buffs. They have a whole potential system similar to how Punishing Raven, kurogames' other game, has like a leap system. I've always been asking for a leap system here in Wuthering Waves, and I hope that they do it. And from Zenless Zone Zero doing stuff, we have Honkai Star Rail doing Nova Flare, and I think that's been doing great with great success and great demand that players keep liking that. So hopefully Wuwa can do the same, because some of these standard characters aren't up to snuff. That and their constellations need to be updated. Some characters need whole kit changes, like for example Yin Lin. For those who know her, man, as much as I like that character, the best thing about that character was their signature weapon, which tons of people used and probably still use till this day. It's a good investment for a signature weapon. Now, also on the thought of an anniversary, now I'm just throwing this one in here, so I know there's going to be people who disagree with me on this one, is a free limited character. I think one free limited character at least once a year wouldn't hurt, so I'm just putting it on the list here. I think if Wuthering Waves should take a look at the Punishing Raven character selector and let it be up to a certain point. If you want to give out that free limited character, you can either set it via like, oh, a free limited character up to 1.0 or up to 2.0 characters or 2.8, whatever. So people can, players new and old and returning, can fix up a team. Like, what if they need Chiakona for Cardathea, or Mornier, Chisa, or Linné for Amieth and Luke? And who knows what these other characters could be used for future teams. So, and I'm just gonna quickly bring up Punishing Raven. Wrong thing. So I brought up PGR, and I sadly don't have a character selector still on my account, but I do have they're kind of pseudo mini ones. For example, it's a shard selector, and it goes up to a certain character. Luna Oblivion. Here's her shard, and you can when you get 50 shards of these, you can convert them into a full dupe of a character. But in the selector, they'll always choose someone. I wonder if I could hold down and click. No, I can't. But I do have a weapon selector that PGR gives out, and as you can see, this is the cube selector. It's their pet selector, so it goes up to Veronica Aegis, who came out I think a couple of patches ago, and then also a free signature weapon selector, which goes up to Veronica Aegis again. So I know PGR and Wuthering Waves are different types of games, but I honestly think that idea for, hey, giving out a selector and then limiting it to a certain place wouldn't hurt the game in the long run. Because tons of games do that. I think recently I've been watching stuff for Epic 7, and they're giving out 100 pulls or something, and then tons of resources for players. And I just think of, it's anniversary. It's supposed to, I understand that it's a two-way street. Like, hey, we got to this point because of the kurogames and the Wuthering Waves team doing great work that tons of us love. And then it's also the players who supported the game and continue to support the game. So I just want there to be kind of like a midway that everyone can be happy, and like, hey, if you already have a character, then you can get a dupe for a character. Like, for example, if I come into my character list right here, I mentioned Mornier earlier, and it would be great if, you got a free dupe you have a free selector up until Mornier, so you can come in here and be like, oh, perfect, I'll get her C1, so now I'm immune to interruption, and then I get duration increase and damage increase if I tune rupture or tune strain. Or if you want to make it go even further, you can go up until Luke, or heck, even Amieth, because people like her, and I mentioned it before. I got my Amieth to C3 because she was an enemy Star Trail from PGR in Wuthering Waves, so I was down for it. So for me, I can go and get more damage for my entire team for 30 seconds. So I just wanted to bring that up If you guys agree with me or disagree, please put that in the comment section down below. I just wanted to have that idea out there. And then another idea I had was what I would like to see is a small update to the battle pass and the game in general, because for those of us who remember, last year we got the modifiers that have been heavily useful for a lot of people and teams. If I come down here, these modifiers to allow you to modify the main stat to alleviate the echo grinding situation. And as you can see, I have like 108. I had more, but I've been working on fixing up some of my older characters. But we also have this substat one, the transducer. I think there's too many limited spots for this. This is like something that players have been asking for since 1.0, but then they added it, but then they made it like extremely paid, like extremely whale thing. And as much as I'm a spender in this game, because I like to support the game, this should be in more places. If I come over to the Pioneer podcast, which is our battle pass, funny enough, here's one of the modifiers here. There should be at least like 2 or 3 in the public pass for free players, and then another 2 or 3 here in the paid version. It's just something for everybody, because currently right now, I think there was the weekly Lunite subscription thing that was here. I did not buy it, and that gave a transducer. Then there was the spending event that gave the transducer. Where is it? Right now, everyone knows the Afterglow corals. You save up the Afterglow corals so you can either get pulls or you can get someone's dupes. But then we come down here and they put 99 transducers. Look at it's 60 for Afterglow corals. If I do 60 is between 7 and 8 pulls of a character or their weapon. This should have never cost this much, because even the modifier is only 6 and it's a lesser amount. But I understand, you want to leave this for whales, leave it for whales. And see, I got the reduced cost ones, 2 of them for half price. Why is there not 2 in here or 5 in here, just like how the modifiers are? Should be in there, and it should be in the battle pass. And then maybe put them in for every now and then for events. Well, funny enough, it's an anniversary patch, so it probably should be included for the anniversary. And then another thing I thought, this one I probably should have said it before, but at the bare minimum, there should be enough pulls, not 37, not 47. There should be at least enough pull to get people to soft pity or guarantee at least one character. It's an anniversary patch. This is where we're celebrating the game and getting this far, and the support and the community. At least let people get one character. And I think it shouldn't be in pulls like half. It shouldn't be like a half pull situation. No, give it an astrite so people can choose whether or not they want to get a character or a weapon. It's the options that I'm trying to give for people to get what they need. And if people don't want to use it now, they can save it for Hayuki, who's coming up, or Denia, who's coming up. Another thing I would like is, because last year we got news of the Cyberpunk collab, can we please get any news about the Cyberpunk collab that was announced? Please, I'm hoping that we at least get David, Rebecca, and Lucy, or something along the likes, because heck, even if you take a look at my previous video with the Where Stars Cascade Down, which is the co-op experience stuff, I have a video, I'll put it back on screen right now. For the Cyberpunk collab, I would love if you gave a poster with all 3 of those characters, David, Rebecca, and Lucy, and then even add our rover into the picture, and then we can place it on the wall there in that co-op idea. So that's just a thought. Another thought is to just add some more resources for new and old players. It's just like a given. Anniversary time is when all this is the perfect time to help out players. And just like I said, you can put it in the Gilded Night market. Hey, do events, and if players want the rewards, they'll just do the events. Another thing I would like to see is maybe some more announcements of collaborations, and whether it be for skins or music, like the bike event, which we had when bikes were announced for 3.0. We had the Sonic event, Sonic/Persona, and I think even they announced it recently. More skins are coming for the bike. I would love more skins for characters as well. And for any collaboration idea, maybe reach out to Capcom or Square Enix or even Sony with Horizon Zero Dawn, because 3.0 region has tons of like, how do I say this? Dinosaur style things that would go perfect with Horizon Zero Dawn. Sony, I don't think it would hurt to get a collaboration for that. And funny enough, a skin would be an Aloy skin for Sigrika. That's just a thought though. And with that, I'm just gonna say, if anyone has any ideas, please give your ideas in the comment section down below. It would be great for WUA to improve on their anniversary year on year and be kind of set the standard for other games too. And I hope it can grow into an even better game for every player, whether new or old or returning, whatever. That's all I have to say for now. If you have any thoughts on this video or for the anniversary, please, like I said, comment section down below or tag me on Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it, at GenesisNexus. Hopefully kurogames will see this and make some improvements to the anniversary setup for the future. I'm gonna hope that they've already figured out some of this stuff for the second anniversary. I'm gonna remain a little bit on the skeptical side, but I have hope because kurogames has come out with tons of great quality of life recently and stuff. So there's my hope. And if you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for future content. It'll be very much appreciated. And hopefully you guys can help me on my new goal to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I thank you all for the support so far. I wish you all a good week, a happy anniversary, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Later.